Welcome back to Retirement News Online. You can find out more at retirementnewsonline.com. Building a sound retirement plan is like constructing a pyramid. You can't really design the upper levels without first understanding the size and strength of the foundation. Now, for most Americans, that foundation is Social Security. Yet, despite this critical role in retirement income, it still remains widely misunderstood. And in fact, in 2024, a TIAA Institute Personal Finance Index survey found that only 42% of respondents could actually and correctly answer a basic question about how monthly Social Security benefits are calculated. Joining me once again is John and Brian Pullaro in Myersville, Maryland. And Social Security is something that I think in large part many people will have to depend on at least at some level for income. I mean, the average American. Why do so many people not understand Social Security? Why is it so confusing? Why isn't there enough information?
Great question, Scott. Social Security has a lot of rules. People basically know their benefit at a certain age. They used to send statements out with green and white paper. Now it's all online. You've got to go look at it yourself. And they'll show you at age 62 what you can earn, and at full retirement age, for most people right now, it's about 67. And people don't know when to turn that on. The Social Security Administration won't even help you with that calculation. They want to factor in what would be the optimum payment I can receive. So one of the things that we help clients do when they come into our office, not only grow their money, but we want to help them with their income planning. And Social Security, like you said, is a major part of it. Most people don't have pensions anymore. So they're going to need that Social Security to pay for their bills. And we can help talk about longevity in their family. Do they have a history of living to age 90? If they don't turn it on at 62 and they wait to 67, how many years do they have to live to break even? But it's not just a simple calculation. There's also inflation involved. So what is that money going to be worth in 5 to 7 years? And we just saw a real great example of inflation out of control after the COVID pandemic. So those are the kinds of things that people are really unaware of. They're uncomfortable making that decision themselves, and we embrace that. We make sure our clients make that proper decision when they turn it on.
And Brian, one of the things that we just talked about is the fact that you would think, as a consumer, you could just call up the Social Security Administration and ask them for help in planning correctly, but that's just not the case. Why is that?
So the Social Security Administration is not there to give you advice as to what to do for your planning with your money in the future. That's where an advisor would come in, like us, and we would help you plan for the future. Social Security Administration is not there for the planning. They're there just to sign you up.
Yeah, I ran into a crazy stat the other day. The importance of working with somebody, a professional, is that since the inception of Social Security, which I think was in the mid-30s, there has been $3.4 trillion left on the table in unclaimed benefits because of claiming at the wrong time. Now that adds up to billions and billions and billions of dollars each year, which again further emphasizes the fact that people in general don't know what they're doing. How does tax planning factor in here too? Because I think, you know, a lot of people think about maximization as getting that little extra $200 a month. It's as much about minimizing taxes during this whole process too, isn't it?
Absolutely. If a client hits age 62 and they turn Social Security on and they're still working, they can lose 50% of that income from Social Security in the form of a tax, or we'd like to call it a penalty. So planning when to turn it on for tax purposes is very important. If a client is going to enter into a little bit lower bracket at a certain age, that may be a great year to turn it on. When we talk to clients, we like to see, rather than work a partial year, if at all possible, end that calendar year with your income in December, so that when you turn on Social Security in January, you don't have a partial year income elevating that tax you pay. So we're not tax professionals, but we consult very closely with our clients, CPAs and tax preparers, to make sure that they optimize that benefit that they're going to receive from Social Security.
So I guess you both would agree the last thing somebody should do is try to do this themselves.
Absolutely.
Last thing.
Yeah, okay. Hey, thanks for talking with us today. That's John and Brian Pullaro in Myersville, Maryland. This is Retirement News Online. Thanks for watching.